Busy.
You've got to say, it's me. You've got to say, and say this with conviction, I expect to win. I think it's important that we say that. You know, if you ask most people, do you want to become successful? They will say yes. Took my oldest son for a walk, my namesake. You know, we always expect our children to do far more than what we do. Said Calvin, he wants his own identity. He's Leslie Calvin Brown Jr. I stopped him, looked him in the eyes, and said, "Do you want to be successful, son?" He said, "Yes, sir, Dad." "Very good. Let's walk, son." Walk further. Stopped him again. I said, "Calvin, look me in the eyes, son." "Yes, sir, Dad." "Do you expect to be successful, son?" And he stood there and he looked at me, and his eyes got glassy. He said, "Let's walk." And the reason that he said, "Let's walk," because my son is very bright. Of all my children, he's perhaps the smartest one. But Calvin now, over 30, Calvin now, a single parent of 2 daughters, good father. Calvin now, at this stage of his life, he's behind on his dreams. A lot of talent, a lot of abilities. Very conservative. One of those people, great mind, but just hasn't developed that, things that we want our kids to have that. I want it. Calvin, you got to kick it up a notch, son. You never thought you'd be in your 30s. You got to kick it up a notch. You got to increase your energy in order to live your dreams. You can't be casual about your dreams. Bill Bailey said, if you're casual about your dream, you'll end up a casualty. Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, kick it up a notch. Yes. You got to kick it up a notch. What is it you bring? And whatever you bring, you've got to kick it up a notch. What is your signature? As you look at where you want to go and what it is you want to do, as you look at your product or your services, repeat after me, please, provide more service than you get paid for. Yeah, see, that becomes your signature. When you look at your goals and look at where you want to go, at your products, at your services, at your industry, you want to set some high standards for yourself. I like what Henry David Thoreau said, do not go where the path may lead, but go where there's no path and leave a trail. How is it that your industry will be done differently 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What is your reputation in your industry? When you come into a room and you leave, what's the scuttlebutt about you? Do people say, hey, that's a go-to person. That's a person, if you ask them to do that job, you're talking about the job being done. It will be done extremely well. Are you known for that person that stand out with what you do, that stand out with your quality of service, with your standards, always looking for ways to better your best? Are you one of those people that believe, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Japanese believe it ain't perfect, keep working.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this new week. Yeah, last week I was not available, but this week I'm here. And today is Monday morning, and I was listening to my brother, my friend Les Brown here. At other times, I used to wake up in the morning, run to my office. Now I've changed my approach to the business. I no longer run to the office. Now when I wake up, I get into my car and I start doing my business. Now the office is left to the other leaders to keep on running their business. It's now up to them, but now I sit in my car and I do my business. When I started this opportunity, I was broke, staying in a self-confused house, confused about what to eat. 5 months down back the road, I've been able to buy land, have a house, have a car, have an office, and live a life that I never expected. The question is this morning, as we start this new week, do you have a goal of how much money you want to make this week? Because ladies and gentlemen all over the world, proper planning prevents poor performance. If you want to perform at your highest peak, if you want to perform at your highest level, you need to plan. Because he who fails to plan, plans to fail. Because if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Because for you to achieve anything, you need to plan. So that is very, very important. And so I want you to, this morning, as we are going to carry out this morning training, to make a decision. To make a decision so that we make these things happen today. Because if you don't make a decision, things will be quite very different. I hope you are sharing the link with your leaders and make sure they're in here. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. But more specifically today, I'm going to talk about the compounding power of Royalq. It's going to be my topic today. But before I get started, I want to request you the following. One, set a goal. How much do you want to make this week? How much do you want to make this week? That's all. Then we can plan. So now I'm going to share my screen and I'll only talk about the compounding power of your application. That's where my focus is going to be. Okay. Now, one of the most questions that we all have every single day is how much money can I earn with the Royalq quantification system? Because it's one of the biggest questions that I've seen most of the leaders all over the world want to know. And this question is how much money can I make, what you call the profit multiple. Now, when we look at this table here that are presented on your screen, it's going to be explaining what we call the principle. The question is, what is principle? Principle means capital. Now, the big question of the day is how much is your principle? When I talk about principle, I'm talking about the money that you are putting in your Binance account, the capital you are putting in your hobby, the capital you are putting in your Coinbase account. Now, it is the principle. Now, since it is the principle, the Royalq is a quantitative monthly income. When I talk about monthly, that you need to measure your profits on a monthly basis. You don't need to measure your profits on a daily basis. You need to calculate how much profits you have made. And why, Julius? Because in 2017, ladies and gentlemen, when Royalq was started, they sat down and looked at a system. And the system they looked at is the system that is based on a mathematically set strategy that could give you profits, not on a daily basis, but that has been compounded or that has been calculated at the end of the month. So at the end of the month, you will make between 10% to 50% of your capital. As simple as that. 10% to 50% of your capital. Now, when I said 10% to 50% of your capital, that is how much you can make. Right. Let me see if you are hearing me. You could raise up your hand so that I can understand I'm speaking to somebody today in the house. You'll excuse my background, but it will get better with time. Okay, all right, perfect. All right, let me share my screen again. I want to repeat my statements. This is recorded. How much can I earn with the Royalq quantification system? The word quantitative is the mathematical settings. So when I talk about quantitative, are the mathematical settings. The mathematical settings are the ones that I want to emphasize. The mathematical settings. Now, the mathematical settings are some are default. When I say they are default, they are those that have been set by the bot. But other settings are those that you can set personally, and others are those that you can set. There are those that you can set using a master trader. Now, no matter which one you use, depending on your principal or depending on your capital, you can make between 10% to 50% of your capital. I want to look at the profit multiple that Royalq tested for the last 4 years. Now, meaning 4 years ago, it was tested. The principal that they used was 100,000 US dollars. That is the principal they used for the last 4 years, since 2017. Now, we need to look our profit on what we call a monthly rate of return, not a daily rate of return, a monthly rate of return. Now, why do we look at a monthly rate of return, not a daily rate of return? Yes, I understand that you might be having a mindset of earning per day. You might be having a mind that I had when I got started with a return on investment mindset. And because of that mindset, you might have had effect on how you are looking at the profitability of your application. But we can do that stuff said. Just a minute. Okay, like Leader Saf said yesterday, that when you join Royalq, you are not purchasing a currency, you are purchasing an asset. When I'm talking about purchasing an asset, ladies and gentlemen, I mean you are purchasing something that has a long-term profitability. When I talk about a long-term profitability, it's like when you buy gold, you don't expect to sell gold now. Your mindset should be the power of earning in 6 months to 1 year. Don't look at your earnings. The power should be looking at earning every single month, not every single day. Now, when Royalq carried out its profitability potential system, when it carried out its profitability system, you see, it looked at 10%, 20%, 30%, up to 50%. Now, let me try to make it more clear. You'll excuse me, my background is really not good at all, but I'll do my best to deliver because I'm somewhere right now. Now, let me settle at the principle. Let us say Royalq tested for the last 4 years a principal profit of the capital of $100,000, and it discovered it could be between 10% to 50%, which means it is 0.3% to 1.67% on a daily basis on average. Now, when we look at this capital of 100,000, Royalq says the following statements, and I want to make them clear. If you have free money, Julius, what do you mean by free money? If you have $200 and it's your next week's survival, please don't trade. Don't invest that money into your trades. If you have $100 and it's your 1 week survival, please don't put the money into the trade. Because I've been speaking to some people who come in my inbox and they say, Julius, I borrowed money and I wanted to trade to make profit. Then that's a dream. Ladies and gentlemen, don't borrow money and bring money in the trade. Don't borrow money and bring money in the trade. Royalq says, if you have free money of, let me say, principal here is $100,000. Use Royalq, quantify compounding interest, which in a year could pay you 314,000 in a year. The robot will watch the market for you, and money is in your pocket, safe and secure. Meaning, if someone could invest a $1,000, like I'm going to show you, by a given period of time, this person will have made, ladies and gentlemen, a good profit of a $1.5 million because of the power of the compounding. Now, Julius, what do you mean when you talk about the power of the compounding? I want to repeat the following statement and instantly and substantially repeat it over again. When you make your profit, for example, if you make $100, all right? Sorry, if you make $10, $2, yes, your money will be deposited in your Binance account, in your USDT. But immediately, the money is deposited in your Binance account in USDT. At the same time, the money will be reused in the market again. Now, how is it reused again? If the robot is set to continue buying crypto for you, ladies and gentlemen, it will keep on buying and buying and buying whenever the market is going down. You need to understand that. So if it makes for you $5, it returns the $5 in the market. If it is buying Shiba Inu, it will buy Shiba Inu for you. But what you also need to understand, that if Shiba Inu value goes down, still the bot will keep on buying. It will keep on buying. It will never stop buying. But the value of Shiba Inu could continue going down. That you also need to know. That the value could continue going down with the market. But the robot will buy more coins for you for Shiba Inu. So long term is key. Long term is important. And that's where you should be opening your mindset to. That long-term mentality. Don't expect profits per day, all right? Don't expect profits per day, ladies and gentlemen. Expect your profits at the end of the month. If you invested $100, if the market is not good as it is, meaning you'll make $10, and the $10 will not sit in your USDT. No, it will have been invested in other coins. It would have been invested in other coins. So that you need to know and make sure you understand it very, very well. Just a minute. Again.
Má, cú bà là má. Lúc ăn cả của mama. Mama. Thế cả. Nó có ra có một cái. Nó có một cái.
Good. Okay, the host, could you make me, Mr. Clement, could you make me the host, please? Could you make me the host? Leader Clement, could you make me the host?
Aku mama.
Leader Clement, could you make me the host, please?
Okay, I'm trying.
Mama. Hai, con bé giờ mama.
Leader Julius, I'm trying. Can you hear me? But I don't see you.
No,
here.
just tap on my name, Leader Clement, and tap on my name, then make me host.
Yes, I'm trying to see where is your name on the participant list.
The name is, let me raise up my hand.
Okay. Mirende. Okay. I only see Mirende Agnes. I don't, oh yeah, here. Okay, so I tap on you, lower ask, unmute. Make a host.
Hello?
Okay.
Make
You are
me
now a
host.
host.
Thank you so much, Leader Clement.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
All right, let me continue. Sorry for my background. My network is a little bit bad, but let me do my best. So, for example, thank you so much, Leader Clement. In your first month, if your capital is 100,000, I have said expect 10% minimum per month. 10%. If you have 1,000, expect $100. 10%. If it goes beyond that, it is good market time. But when the market is as poor as it is, if you invested $200, expect $20. $100, expect $10. $50, expect $5 at the end of the month. That's all. I usually want to give the minimum expectation and think long term. Don't have short term mindset for good results in crypto. Crypto is an asset. It's not a currency. It is an asset, and when you have an asset should be mindset 1 year and above. That's why we are talking about 1 year. We're not talking about 1 day. Let me just have someone giving us good feedback. Oh, Clement, okay. Let me go back. Now, in your first month, if your capital, your principal is $100,000, when you make you make $10,000. It means now your principal is 110. That is your principal. Now, remember, this $10,000 has been invested in other coins into a cycle mode. Into a cycle mode. The cycle, the buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. It's a continuous process. Okay, buy, sell, buy, sell. It's a continuous process. So in the second month, ladies and gentlemen, this is what is happening. Now your principal is 110 in the next month. It's 110 the next month. Now, your money that you made in the previous month plus its profit has been reinvested in other coins. When I talk about reinvested, it doesn't matter the price of those particular coins at the current moment. It doesn't matter. What matters, if it makes the $10, it invests this $10 in a coin that is going down, meaning it buys more. Even when the pricing, the money that you invested is not equal to the current right now because the market is down, the robot has bought that coin. If you had 10 Shiba Inu, now you have 20 Shiba Inu. That is already an investment done because Royalq doesn't trade shit coins. It looks for coins that have been present for some time. That's one. Two, it looks at profit that have projects. That's two. It looks at projects that have a community. It's not a scheme. It's not a return on investment. It is not. It's not something that will come and go. In the third month, now your capital is 121,000. Meaning the robot will be compounding on this profit. It doesn't matter because the profit it made in the previous market is now going to, the profit is going to make now, it will reinvest it again. I said long term. Meaning, if someone invests $1,000 and keeps it for 18 months, he has $1.5 million. Sold 1.5, almost 2 years down back the road. So the fourth month, you see, they are good months. I've seen I'm very sorry. My network is doing me a very disservice. But let me repeat. Please, we need to think long term. There's no short-term mindset in crypto. The short-term mindset is in other businesses, but not in crypto, unless you are doing returns on investment. I try to raise up my light. Right. Now, having explained that, at the end of the month, if someone invests $100,000, this person will have $314,000 after the end of the year. The power of the compounding effect, and that is Royalq. Okay. Now let me explain. I'm not going to the working principle, but I'll talk about it. Now let me look at the G of 1,000. If the market is good, let me get it to the mindset 1% a day. If the market is good, what I mean by market being good, I don't mean when the market is having on an upward movement. When the market has momentum, that's what I mean. So if someone makes 10%, meaning after around 15 days or 10 days, this person has $1,100. So there is this power of the continuous compounding effect that you can use to keep on increasing your capital. But before I go into the capital, let me explain the working principle of Royalq. The strategy currently used is an upgraded version of the martingale strategy. Martingale strategy has been present over 1,000 years ago. That works in the replenishment or buying in the declining market. One of the reasons that makes Royalq a specular opportunity is the power of the replenishment. I see so many people come in my inbox, my robot is only buying, it's not selling. Now, if you are a trader, there is buying time, there is selling time. If you don't want your robot to buy, then what will it sell? Now, Royalq, because you need to understand which principle does the application use. You need to understand which principle does the application use. Now, the application uses the improved martingale strategy, where the bot increases the position through post-multiple investment method. When I talk about increasing position through post-multiple investment, coin goes down, the importance of the margin calls is to keep on buying whenever the market keeps going down, meaning it keeps on investing using the averaging method. Now, this reduces the average holding cost or the unit, and the unit quantity increases, that makes it rebound to make profit to exceed the position. Let me now go into my Royalq. But now, okay. This is the non-trading account. I don't know whether, let me see. I don't know that would be. Okay, let me look at inch. This is an example. If inch is set, it has what you call position amount. It has what you call position quantity. It has what you call average current price, number of margin calls, return rate. Now, let me get back here and explain as I show you. One of the working principles of Royalq martingale strategy, a replenishment. Replenishment means buying during a declining market. When the market is declining, as it has been doing for the last few weeks or even a month, Expect only 10%, no matter how capital you have, 10%. That's the maximum you'll make. But when people make, when someone makes maybe $100 today and makes $2 the next day, they complain, my robot is giving me little. It's never the robot, it is the market. So the martingale strategy that uses the replenishment system, the bot increases the position through post-multiple method. Julius, what do you mean? Here I come. We have the position amount and the position quantity. They keep on increasing. Position quantity, I mean the number of coins of each that can be bought when each keeps on dropping down. And the position amount is the amount of money that is being invested in the inch coin. Now, when that is done, ladies and gentlemen, it reduces the average holding cost. Julius, what do you mean by the average holding cost? Whenever the robot keeps on buying what we call the number of margin calls, it decreases cost. Now, the average holding cost moves near to the current price whenever the robot keeps on buying and makes it rebound to profit and to exit the position. Whenever the robot keeps on buying, it creates an average price. So when there is a simple rebound, now let me show it in this picture. All right, this is what I mean. Okay, now this is the working forward movement of the market. There is when what the robot, but it is also when the robot is moving down. All right, now this is what I mean. Any coin, those that are good at manual trade understand. Okay, maybe if I could use the Bolingo lines to explain this. Okay, let me use the Bolingo lines to explain this. Let me go into my Binance. Oh, Binance is saying Merry Christmas. Okay, thank you, Binance application. Even the avatar is Merry Christmas. Okay, now let me go into the market. I tap on spot. Let me choose BTC. Let me speak from the mindset of a manual trader, all right? Okay, to bring out the clear picture, my network gets this done. Oh, they want me to log in. I don't want to log in. Just a minute. Just a minute. Let me use this and I see if it will show me. I'm sorry, I'm back again. You'll excuse me, my network is not good, but I always do my best. I want to use the mindset of a trader to explain, all right? Thank you, beautiful. Now I will use the Bolingo lines, all right, to explain. What do you mean by the Bolingo lines, Julius? You see these lines down here on the trades? We have the upper, okay, which is this one in yellow. We have the middle, which is this one. We have the lower, which is this one, all right? I clear again. Now, is this three lines could act like the walls when the market hits a certain all-time high, which we call all-time high, it's all-time high the moment what we call ATH, it has to go down. You see, when we look at, you see that it had hit its all. Now, meaning, ladies and gentlemen, even if I go, and the sequence is that whenever it goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. That is the sequence of the market. Now, if that is the sequence of the market, ladies and gentlemen, it is very, very important, right, for me and you to understand that. Let me come back here. That when the market gets an upward movement or it gets an upward trend, when it hits its all-time high, that coin will particularly go down. Now, Royalq would not be of any importance if it was only going up or only making money for us when the market's going up, and it can't make money for us when the market's going down. Meaning, in times like same. I was thinking I was only fighting to themselves. Huh? Please, sparing their time to be here. Buying, depending on how the margin calls were set. And so if it keeps on buying, what does it do, Julius? It creates, as a gentleman, an average price. An average holding price decreases, moving it near to the current price. That when there is a simple bounce back, what do you mean, Julius? That's why you see when there is this bounce back here that I'm trying to increase, this one here, the robot will sell. And when it sells, the magic power of Royalq is that when it sells, it returns the money back to USDT and uses it to buy more coins for you. I don't know whether people will understand this. If the robot makes for you $2, $3, $4, once it makes this profit for you, it returns the profit by buying more coins for you, as long as this market is still having a downward movement. It does that. Okay, now, having explained that working principle, let me explain that principle again in an upward trend movement. Okay, I think for the upward trend, I think I'll draw it here. If these are candlesticks, market itself. Let me use the market itself, right? Let me remove the Bolingo lines, okay? Okay. Let me look for a switch trend to explain, right? Let me use this. Now, in this scenario that is on our picture, we have an upward trend and we have a downward trend. Now, here it will be the martingale principle. But what happens in an upward movement? In an upward movement, if the robot buys here, I think I need to use blue. If the robot buys here, it buys, it sells, it buys again. Now, in an upward movement, it buys, it sells, it buys again, it sells, it buys again, it sells, it buys, it sells, it buys, it sells, it buys, it sells. That's the sequence: sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. It buys. Why in an upward movement, it's very easy for you to see. It is buying and buying, price for it to bounce back and sell in profit. I now want to listen to your question about today's sharing. It was about how much you can make. I want to emphasize size 10% when the market 50%. But I want you to have a Royalq that it provides. You'll make up to 210% over that. depending on your capital, depending on your capital. So the robot has nothing to do with your profit. Either it could be this the master trader you are using, how they set their bot, or you yourself, how you are setting, if you're the one trading for yourself. If you're the one who has set the mathematical mode you want the bot to use. And with that, I would love to come to the end and come in for your question and answer. Right, let me start with 2 hands up. Please make sure you ask on the current topic, all right?
Thank you, Julius. My question is, this profit, if you are to explain to somebody, where do you look? Are you looking on your Binance, or are you looking on your Royalq at the revenue details, or are you looking at the reward details? Where do you get the profit, this 10%? Because when I look at mine, I don't see 10%. So I'm just curious. Thank you.
Oh, you were a little bit breaking. Could you repeat your question once again?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm asking, in order to tell where you will find the profit, are you looking on your Royalq app under revenue details, or are you looking under mine reward details, or are you looking in your Binance account wallet? Where do you calculate this 10% from of what your robot has used? Because when I look at mine, I don't see the 10%, but I understand the market has been declining. So where do you look exactly to find the profit?
My Royalq. Hope you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, now, when it comes from the profits we make from our trades, we need to check our revenue details here, all right?
Yes.
Now, if I invested this, I told you this is a non-trading account. So if I invested $100, I should expect minimum, when the market is bad, $10 here. You understand me?
Yes.
Now, if I'm building a team and I have people under me, I'll tap on reward details. Like this is a non-trading account. It's a non-trading account. Here, are coming from a network, you understand?
Yes.
Now, this is money in my Royalq, not from the robot trading for me.
Yes.
This is from the network. So the 10% should be calculated on the revenue details here.
Okay, I'm just wondering why I don't see mine. I don't see anything like 10% in mine.
No, there is no 10%. I'm giving you, if you invested $100, what is 10% of $100? It is $10, right? That's what you should look at. Do you understand me?
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just not seeing it.
No, you will not see. The robot will not tell you. The robot will not tell you that you have made 10%. You have made 20%. It will not tell you. No, it will never tell you. But if you look at the capital you invested, what is 10% of your capital?
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Even when I look at the capital I've invested, I'm actually seeing a decline, not an increase.
What do you mean?
Then, yeah, because if it's less than if I even look now what is in my wallet, it's less than what I invested.
You are very right, because if you put your money in USDT and your money is invested in these other coins, those coins are fluctuating. You understand?
Yes.
Their prices fluctuate with the market. So the money invested will never be equal if the market is going down. You understand?
Yes.
Because if the robot buys for you, let me say, Bitcoin, all right? When the Bitcoin, you enter the market when the Bitcoin was at 60, and the Bitcoin goes to 40, 49, 48, it means the total revenue into your Binance account in your wallet will go down, all right?
That one I understand. That one I understand. What I'm not understanding is under revenue details, where you are, profit analysis, the chart there is no chart of mine which has even reached 10%. There's no month of the 2 months.
No.
The 2 months have been trading. They haven't gone up to 10%.
Then you need to check the strategy you are using, all right? Then you need to check the settings you are using. That's where the challenge is. Maybe the copy trader you are using is has a challenge, or when you, the challenge is in the settings that you are having. How much is your capital?
Right now, it's 1,900 to 2,000.
At least you should have made around a minimum of around $300 in your 2 months in the revenue details.
I have not. I am at 193. That's why I'm asking, actually.
Of 10%, because in the last 1 or 2 months, the market was really having a down momentum, all right?
Yes.
Because sometimes the market goes beyond our expectation, because really the Bitcoin moved from 60 to something up to now $46,000. So meaning, yes, it could make 10%. That is the minimum I expect. But if it could give around 5%, sometimes the market, the particular coins that were bought may not have been able to rise, all right? Or sometimes when your USDT balance, when the robot was trying to do the margin calls, depending on the copy trader used, may not have had the ability to keep on buying until it finished all the margin calls for particular coins. Because the challenge is the robot will not control the market. Sometimes the market might misbehave.
Okay,
but I believe right now the market is trying to rise a bit. I hope your revenues will be able to come back. The market's trying to raise a bit. And when it raises, it always done 10x if as long as it has been buying.
Okay, but I'm also saying, I'm wondering if the challenge is also like it bought Ant, and Ant has, it was to do 27 margin calls and it's done 27, but it's not selling Ant. It's not been selling Ant for the last so many 2-3 days. So maybe that's where the challenge is. I don't know. I've put that coin
if the
on.
margin calls, if the margin calls are over, right? It doesn't mean that when the margin calls are over, the robot will sell. It still has the effect with the market because the robot was programmed never to sell at loss, all right?
Yes.
So margin calls are responsible for only buying, okay? So even if the margin calls are over, the robot may not be able to sell off. You understand? Because the current price of those particular coins is down, all right? So the robot may not be able to sell off. Yeah, that you also need to understand.
Okay, I had also put the coin in one shot just so that it can sell off, but it's not even selling off. So I think that it's a challenge of the coin itself. It's not moving at all. Okay, anyway, thank you.
No.
I know now to look under
Even
revenue
if you put in
details.
one shot, Yeah, you just needed to understand that even if you put in one shot, the robot is just waiting for this coin to make profit. If you put in one shot, scroll down and look at the profit trigger price, all right?
Yes.
Scroll down and look at the profit trigger price. If you look at the profit trigger price, you will realize that if you look at the current price of that particular coin, you'll find that it is far, far away from the average and the current price of that particular coin. If you look at the profit trigger price. But even if you put this coin in one shot, yeah, it is very far from taking off profit. But even if you put this coin in one shot, always make sure you cancel the margin calls, all right?
Yes, I've canceled.
Yeah, cancel the margin calls. And sometimes you need also to understand that immediately, immediately the robot will. So if you don't want that, I usually talk to short-term traders.
Sorry, you are muted. Julius, you're muted.
Okay, someone was the host and I was crying to save me, but she didn't. All right. So I hope now I'm back. Okay, I hope Leader Liz have been able to help you understand that.
Yes, I will just have to wait for the market to behave, but Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because
not
the
yet
market is
10%.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there will be sometimes particular coins take time to pick up. But what I have guarantee is that if your market it behaves as it is behaving, if your robot is still buying, all right, expect 10x when the market bounces back. That's why when I was starting, I said you should think 6 months, all right?
Yes.
You should think 6 months to 1 year, all right? Because waiting with the market. But if you look at profits along the line, when you, okay, yes, we could have a monthly basis of 10%, but we should also understand sometimes the market may not take to our own expectation direction.
Okay.
But with patience, definitely you will win because the market will bounce back. And usually time moves X, according to my experience in the business for the last 5 months.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hey, let me see, leader Sandiso, right? I've seen also Frank, nice here. The question.
Hi, Julas, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
I'm good, sir. I would like to find out when to ask a question. When it's come to the strategy setting, because I think I'm having a problem there with the strategy setting. There would. How do you set the strategy? To set the strategy on Royalq or the Help? Like at the moment, I'm using the Help exchange. To understand, and then
okay,
again,
now,
yes.
Okay, now we are devoting on teaching people how to set their own strategy. What I advise, right? Because when you are going to set a strategy, okay, if someone has good capital of, I think, $6,000 to $10,000, I think $20,000, $30,000, they can manually set all coins once. You understand?
Okay.
Because in Royalq, in Hobby, they're around only 65 coins, okay? So you can set all the coins and give them your own strategy you want to set, all right?
Yeah.
But then if you have little capital, then it goes in for coin selection, you understand?
Okay.
You need now to understand how particular coins are doing at what time. You get?
Yeah. Okay.
Because you need to do now what we call coin analysis. You analyze the coins, then you give them a strategy, all right?
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know what to do, you'll use a copy trader, all right?
Okay.
Now, a copy trader or a master trader in Royalq is that person that has made $1,000, all right, in profit, okay? Within a given period of time, meaning he has tested, used, and proven that it's result-oriented, all right?
Yeah.
Then he sets mathematical settings, the quantitative settings, all right? Then you are going to use his settings, all right, to run the trades for you. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know how to do that, I will urge you to start with using a copy trader, okay? Because if you don't know how a particular coin is performing, it could be hard for you to give it a good mathematical setting, all right? Because when you want it to take off profit and at what time, you understand? How many margin calls you could give it, you understand? But starting Friday this week, we have people in the business that are good at that. I personally, I want to appreciate I'm not good at that, okay?
Okay.
I'm not good at that. Yes, I know how someone could do it, but I'm not good at it. I'm not 100% good at it. So on Friday, we are having people who are good at that. Every Friday, we 4 p.m., East Africa Standard Time, will come in to show you how you can do that yourself, right?
Okay.
But me, I usually advise people in the following way, and I want to repeat it. Your trading profits, no matter which strategy you are using, no matter how you mingle with the market, will be limited by your capital and the market.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if that sits in your mind, your aim should be at first to raising your, you understand?
Okay.
I have settings I have that someone is ready to trade with $10,000. I give them the settings to set their all 71 coins for Binance. You understand? So it is looking for people who have good capital. So good capital is key. But if you have $10,000, you could inbox me. I give you the settings. You set all your coins and start trading.
Okay.
Yeah, so capital is king.
Okay, no problem. I understand.
Yeah, but if your capital is not good right now, I would advise you to share the opportunity with people that want to trade because they have capital. You understand?
Okay.
As they are trading, you are making some profit from them. You raise your capital, you raise your trading portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is the strategy you could use.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, thank you too. Yes, Ade O'Toole. Ade O'Toole. Ade. This one seems not to be here, and I want to come to the end. Yes, Willie Wezo, please. I also saw Frank Nice with a hand. Please drop your questions and we call it a day. It's getting late.
Hello, leader. It's Will Wezo. My question is, how long is it advisable to let a setting strategy to last? Is it okay to just let it go, or at times to check on it to reset it?
Like I started, you could, if short-term mindset 6 months, long-term mindset 1 year.
Okay.
But if you are putting a sync strategy, it is auto.
Okay, leader.
Yeah, if you are putting a copy trader, it is auto. Everything will keep on happening by itself. If you understand the cycle mode of action.
Okay, leader. Thank you.
All right. Frank Nice, then Otunu. All right. As we come to the end of our session today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to repeat that action takers are only the money makers. If you have little trading capital, I want to encourage you to go outside your comfort zone, all right? I would encourage you to go outside your comfort zone, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Because things can only happen when you get out of your comfort zone. Nothing will happen, ladies and gentlemen, unless you go out of your comfort zone. So I want to encourage everybody on this call this morning. I want to encourage you that things only happen when you decide to become uncomfortable. I understand so many people that into the crypto market space want things to come an easy way. But let me inform you, ladies and gentlemen, nothing will come easy. If you go in for returns on investment, like so many leaders are doing today, risking your money, then you are not doing crypto the right way. When you are joining crypto, you should have a long-term mindset, 6 months to 1 year. Because if you don't, you'll get disappointed by having too many expectations. So you need to have the right expectations to get the right results. Crypto is not a currency. Crypto is an asset, and an asset is held minimum of 6 months. Let us check our profits on a monthly basis. Let us expect huge profits 6 months down back the road. Let us expect amazing profits 1 year. a minimum of 210% of the capital you start with. That's why Royalq stays. If you have free money, free principal, money that's not putting you on pressure, invest it and let the boat work for you. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we meet again. Today is Monday. We shall have Team Royalq International taking us through our evening Zoom, ladies and gentlemen, which is 8 p.m. South Africa Standard Time, 3 p.m. East Africa Standard Time, which is 7 p.m. Nigeria, Cameroon time, which is 6 p.m. Ghana time, which is, I think, which is also 7 p.m. UK time. God bless everybody.